Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the one and only Chem YouTube channel. I'm very excited to share this story today. We're going to be talking about the time I slept over at my friend's house, right? And we obtained a cart, and that shit was just straight filled. Like, the wax was moving around like honey. Like, we instantly knew that shit was fake, but we still smoked it because we're dumbasses. Let's get started with this. Real quick, before we actually get started with the video, let me just remind you guys to like and subscribe, as I was looking at my statistics and like over half of you guys are not subscribed. We should definitely change that. But anyways, let me stop boring you guys with all this bullshit. Let's get started. Before we had even acquired the car and the whole night had even happened, I had gotten a ride from my friend, which we're gonna call him George Freckler. Now, obviously, that's not his real name, because what kind of fucking name is George Freckler? But that's just an inside joke me and him have had for the past, like, year or two. So if in any of my future stories, if you ever hear me refer to somebody as George Freckler, that's who I'm talking about. After I had gotten picked up by George Freckler, we had started on the way to our friend's house, which I'm gonna call him Gerald. So on the way to his house, pretty much we just like listened to music, chopped it up a bit. I haven't seen him in ages before this because I don't even live like in the area with them, so it's not very frequent that I go and see them. So that's what makes this night so special. After I had arrived at his house, it was at the time just me, George, and Gerald just chilling for a little bit. We went downstairs into his little like open like living room area that nobody else in the house really came down to unless they just needed to get his attention. And after we went down there, he kind of just like showed me around a bit because it had been a good year since I've been to his house, and everything was pretty different. It looked so cool. He had like a big like couch area with a TV right outside of his room, because I said it's like a living room area. It's just only he's the one who uses it. And then he had like a whole big ass JBL speaker, fucking LED lights everywhere. His gaming setup was in his room, which was sick as hell. And he had his speaker like sitting next to it so he could play some tunes throughout the night, yo. And the thing that's like so special about this house, bro, is like the walls are really like soundproof. So, not completely, but to the point where we were able to blast music throughout the night and nobody heard it. So it was gorgeous. And after he got done showing me around the place, we went upstairs to go talk with his parents a bit. I wanted to catch up with them because it's been a long time since I've seen them. And after that, our other friend had arrived, which I'm just gonna call him Isaac. And after he arrived, we were like, we ate dinner, which was burgers and hot dogs, which personally, I'm not much of a hot dog kind of guy, but these were probably the most gas hot dogs I've ever had in my fucking life, bro. After we finished eating, we just went back downstairs to Gerald's room and just kicked it for a little bit. And after a good like 30 minutes of just chilling, catching up with everybody, especially Isaac because he had just arrived there, we started hitting up plugs in the area trying to find somebody to serve us, which took a good hour, I'd say, because for some reason, like anytime I'm hanging out with people, it's like every plug in the area just goes completely fucking dormant and isn't serving anything. It's so annoying. But it took like a good hour and a half for us to get a plug to answer and be able to serve us. Which then at this point, we had to start plotting on how we were going to acquire it, because Gerald's parents are pretty strict, and if we just went out randomly at like 8 p.m. and came back 15 minutes later, they're definitely going to think something is up. So we couldn't just do that. So what we had done was we had Isaac go out on his bike and pretend like he left something at his house. and he was gone for a good 20-25 minutes. And when he came back, we had all sat around the fire and opened up that gorgeous cart that we were waiting so long for. But when we actually got around to opening up the cart and we looked at it and examined it, oh my god. Okay, so let me tell you, the packaging, that shit was already cracked open. We took a look at the cart itself. It was like, you could tell that it was tampered with. One of the seals on the side that keeps it, like, the top of it on so you to take it apart was cracked. So it was like obviously filled. And then even then, we looked at the wax and that shit was moving around like honey, like I said in the intro. I was not exaggerating about this. I wish I had a video. You would put it on one side, it would drip down like it was honey. Like, it was insane. I don't understand. But, you know, it did not really matter to us, because we knew it was still weed, and it would still get us pretty baked. But it just wasn't good shit, obviously. So what we had done that night, we sat around in a circle after we were out, like, done with the fire. We sat around in a circle in his room and genuinely sat there for a good 10-15 minutes, passing it around, taking blinkers back to back to back. And then after that, we looked at the wax again, and it was moving around like liquid, like, not wax. It wasn't moving like concentrate. It was moving like, it had a thinner consistency than honey. I kid you not. It was like, it was genuinely scary. And low key, we were already too far in to just back out now. So we made it our goal for the rest of the night to just use up the rest of it, which probably wasn't the best idea, but it definitely did result in a really fun night, which I will get to that now. And just keep in mind real quick that my sense of time this night was very, very fucked up. Like, I don't remember the order, really, of any events that happened after we started blinking the cart, but some pretty fun things definitely did happen. So, the first thing I really remember happening was Gerald opening up his mini fridge that he had downstairs, and he showed us what was inside of it, and oh my god, yo, he had Monsters, Red Bulls, Dr. Pepper, Yoo-Hoos, like, he was stacked for us. It was insane. So we all just, like, immediately ran for the Monsters and Red Bulls for some reason, and just started chugging them, which definitely made this night a lot, like, more painful than it needed to be, because after a good couple hours, my head was hurting like hell. It was bad. But then after we, like, finished drinking up our energy drinks and pre-gaming on caffeine pretty much, the boxes for all of the sodas and drinks were next to the fridge. So Isaac got the great idea to make samurai armor out of the fucking boxes of soda. And I can pull up a picture right now of what it looked like. It was hilarious. And he had even grabbed, like, this Nerf bow that made it look like he was holding a sword too. So this motherfucker genuinely had samurai armor made out of boxes of soda and a Nerf bow and arrow that looked like a sword. Motherfucker looked like a samurai. And really, after that, most of the night, it was just us tweaking the fuck out, geeked on caffeine and the fake cart, and just listening to music, chilling. But closer when it was time, like, for us to just head to bed, because we were gonna go fishing in the morning, like, I started tweaking. I don't know why. Like, I could not fall asleep even though I was really tired and coming down off of multiple energy drinks. It was so confusing. But eventually, we did fall asleep, and the night ended. Apparently, Gerald and George Freckler went back into his room, closed the door, and just started passing the fucking cart back and forth for like an hour. Like, genuinely an hour. They told me, straight up, an hour. Passing it back and forth, blinking it, constantly. Like I can't even imagine how high they were. Like I thought I was geeked out of my mind that night. They were probably 4 or 5 times more. And, after we went to bed and we woke up in the morning, we took a look at the cart because obviously we weren't the night before while we were high as shit. We were just hitting it. We weren't actually looking at the level of how much was left. Oh my god. So this thing was full when we got it. It's not like it was a shitty, like, filled cart that wasn't full. Like, this was filled to the brim. There was no bubbles before we started using it. It was like a quarter left. We used almost the entire thing in less than 12 hours. And this is pretty much where the story ends. I mean, the next day we did go fishing and then we smoked a cigarette that was rolled up with both keef and bud inside of it along with tobacco, which was very nice. I definitely recommend anyone to try one, like a cigarette with bud in it one day. It's really nice. It's honestly like a blunt but better. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as over half of you guys just aren't subscribed. I really want to change that. Please and thank you. And have a great rest of your day. I love you guys. Thank you so much.